real quick, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of your elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, Biblical Proof that Babylon is Finished. So we're counting down the end of this system. We're counting down the months. 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, 36 months. It's down to the wire. I'll be surprised if we go to, 2028, 2029, 2030. I'll be utterly surprised because there's too many things going on. And the elite, there's too many people waking up to the elite, and too many people are becoming conspiracy theorists because they got to push this main prophecy, which is the MOTB. They know that it's the fulfillment of Revelation 13 and 16. I'm going to speak on that. And when they push it, they got to push it in a way where people don't realize that it's the fulfillment of Revelation 13 and 16. And many people out there, Israelites, church people, Edomites, other nations, mainly Edomites, they're watching our videos. All these pastors, all these religious experts, all these Bible scholars, certain pastors of so-called black churches, they're all watching this, but they're all pretty much secret disciples of the former One Westers. They learn how to put precepts together, precept upon precept. They learning how to filter things to the Bible. They're focusing more on prophecies. Well, at least the Edomites are. Jake is just lost. They just figure they're gonna go to church every Sunday, have the Friday night fish fry, which is catfish. And they talking about what they're going to do 25 years from now and 50 years from now. The majority of the churches, so-called black churches out there, are completely lost. They have no clue. They don't know that this is Babylon the Great. They don't know that a kingdom is going down. If you know history, you would know that this place is going down. Of the Romans, they said they would never go down. They went down, and they came back. This is Rome all over again. Anyway, so this is based upon the title of the video that I just mentioned. Biblical proof Babylon is finished, or something to that. I think I said it that way. Anyway, if you watch this happen, click on this. Okay, this is the Million Man Morning Show with Anton. This clown came against us too. He better apologize, making mockery of us. But he claims he's a Christian. Look, you can't be a Christian and an Israelite at the same time. That's like being a horse and a snake at the same time. I'm a horse and a snake. You cannot be a Christian and an Israelite at the same time. Another thing that for the Christians out there, when they say they're Christians, you tell them, well, does that mean, are you an Israelite? Yes, I'm a spiritual. Well, the Most High is only dealing with the national Israel, the people that stem from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All of Jacob's sons are Israelites. So are you a descendant of Jacob? Oh, I don't know, but I know I'm a Christian. You can't be a Christian unless you're an Israelite. You have to be an Israelite first in order for you to be a Christian. You can't be invited to the Rockefeller family reunion if you're not a Rockefeller. Now your mother might have called you Rockefeller. I'm gonna change my name to Rockefeller. Your black ass go to that family reunion talking about I'm a Rockefeller. You pull out a driver's license that says Rockefeller on it. You ain't the right Rockefeller. Anyway, I got a small handful of scriptures I'm gonna bring out. Anyway, the scriptures say this: a kingdom against a kingdom Matter of fact, let me go to the scriptures. I'll read it. I'll read all the precepts here. Matthew 12 and 15, Luke 11 and 17 say almost identical thing, the same thing, slightly different. So this is Matthew 25 and 12. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, destruction, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Let's look up the word kingdom. Because America ain't a kingdom, brother. It ain't a kingdom. It's a democratic country. So let's see what kingdom means. Kingdom. Any state with a government, with a leader, you have the top leader, you have the second in command, president, vice president, whatever, prime minister, financial minister, member of parliament, Congress. That's a part of it's a government, but it's a kingdom. It's a kingdom. Only difference is they don't wear crowns in this modern day government. And the president is a king. He's a king for 4 years or 8 years. So the word is
Strong's G 932. Basileia.
Yeah, Basilica
Basileia.
is a big church. So the word goes back to kingdom. When you go to that church, that basilica, you're going into their kingdom. So let's see what it says. Kingdom of God, kingdom of heaven, kingdom, general, thy or thine kingdom, his kingdom, kingdom, my kingdom. Royal power, right? Power is political. Dominion, that's having, the government has, you're subject to the government, to the U.S. and the states. And in this kingdom, the United States, Babylon is cut up into 3 sections, branches, sections. You got the lords or overlords, you got the vassals, and you got the serfs. The overlords are your presidents. If you notice, they give you a choice as to who you can vote for, but it's people that are either somebody that's been in Congress for X amount of years, a governor, a senator, a mayor, a former president. It's not no new guy. And then they might pick out a new guy like Jimmy Carter, but he was a governor. You know, he was a part of that group. Barack Obama was a senator. Clinton was a governor of Arkansas. So they have an inside club that you ain't a part of. You don't got a membership to. You're not going to see Joe the mechanic. He's just so freaking smart that they say, oh, we're going to make him. That's not going to happen. You got to be a part of that circle. Kamala Harris, she was a prosecutor, what do you call it, a state attorney general, and she became a senator, and she ran as an Indian, the first Indian woman as a senator. Now all of a sudden, she's the first black woman to be president, to become president. So power, kingship, and if you ever been around these senators and any of these people high up, they think this shit, they look down on you. They look down on you. When I was young, I had to be 12, 13 maybe. I had met a senator, and he looked at me like who the fuck are you? But his wife, he's from down south, I forgot the name, but his wife, she was a sweetheart. Edomite woman, Southern Belle, as they call her. It was a bunch of us, because I had a friend that was, his family, they were doctors and so forth. They were living in Scarsdale, as a matter of fact. So they went down to this opera or whatever, and they invited me. And the senator looked at me like, who's this little nigga? But the wife, she said, how you doing? What's your name? Nice meeting you, and how about you? And she made this guy look good, you know? There was another incident where I believe it was Apostle Gabar and Apostle Ramlab. If I'm not mistaken, it could have been Bishop Manatazak. And they were doing some work for I forget the guy's name, but he was running for president some years ago. And they were fixing his house, and he was looking at he was looking at them like, let's hurry up and finish the work and get the fuck up out of here. They walk with this kingly, they're public servants, but they act like this shit don't stink. See, that's a play on words. Anyway, it's a general evil, thine kingdom, his kingdom, power not to be confused with an actual kingdom, but rather the right or authority to rule over a kingdom, of the royal power of the Lord as the triumphant Messiah, of the royal power and dignity conferred on Christians to the Messiah, a kingdom, the territory subject to the rule of the king, which is being called a president. Roman Empire, they were called Caesars or emperors. Another name for a president is also known as commander-in-chief. Now the word emperor means commander, chief commander, used in the New Testament to refer to reign of the Messiah. The president has a 4-year or maybe even an 8-year reign. So this is a kingdom. They call it the government. They call it and what changed everything from kingdoms to democratic republics around the world? Esau. That's when he pushed they say committed fornication. In other words, it came out of America. Democracy came out of America, and it was stamped upon the whole world. That's why any country that you go, they have a democratic process, and they have to pick their leaders based upon a democratic process, not their process, but Esau's process. From Esau, right? A recent example is Venezuela. They had the elections a couple of weeks ago, a month ago. They had, 9-10 people running. They had Maduro. Maduro won. Then you had Venezuela saying, no, that was a rigged vote. So you had a contingent of U.S. government people, I'm not going to give you their names, I don't know the details, that went down there because they have to see whether it was a rigged vote or not. So that shows you who's in control of that electoral system. America. Okay? They have to send agents down there openly to see if they rigged the vote, because it's their system. So before that you had kings. So they said no more kings. You gotta vote. It's got to be equal. You got to vote a guy in, and he has a limited term. But it's actually a kingdom. A president is a king, right? Vice president is vice king, viceroy. Governors are kings of various states or provinces. Mayors are kings of cities, smaller provinces. So you can understand. So let me see. Let me come back over here. They just changed the name. But this is the United States is a kingdom. All right, where am I? I'll do this fast. I said it wasn't going to be long. Okay, every kingdom divided against itself, every country, every government divided against itself is brought to dissolution. Every city or house divided. A house is, you have the House of Representatives, right? You have the Congress, which is the Senate, and the House of Reps. Government is also known as a house. City or house divided against itself shall not stand. Says the same thing right here. Slightly different. Daniel 2:41. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part potter's clay and part of iron. Now, which means it's at one time it was militarily, now it's really economically. The kingdom is divided because it was partly strong and partly broken. The broken part is economically broken. Germany and France are two powerhouse nations that are members of the EU. Then you have some of them, the other, like Turkey, Greece, I believe Italy. You have some of them that they get, what's the term? They get aid. They get aid. So they really hate the weak, economically weaker nations, all right? The EU is a government in itself. The members of the EU are also members of other pacts. NATO is a government of itself. EU is a government of itself. I go through this all the time. All right. Now Turkey wants to break off from the EU. I'm sorry, they want to break off from NATO, and and join the BRICS nations. Shall be divided. Whereas saw the feet and toes are part of potter's clay and part of iron. Remember, the true power in the Roman Empire was the iron because of the weapons. The kingdom shall be divided mainly economically, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with clay. It goes on to say it will be partly strong and partly weak, partly strong and partly broken. This is the writing on the wall, Daniel 7 verse 28. Perez, the kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians. What had to happen before the Medes and the Persians get the kingdom? The kingdom is divided. Daniel 11:4. Daniel chapter 11 is the 6 Syrian wars, nothing else. If you have a person that says, oh, in Daniel 11 such and such is talking about the Antichrist, no. Daniel chapter 11 took place already. And most of Daniel took place. The only parts of Daniel that didn't take is yet to take place. Parts of, Daniel chapter 2, part of it is fulfilled. Daniel 2, and also Daniel chapter 7, and Daniel 12. Daniel 8 was fulfilled. The man that was taken out without hands was Antiochus Epiphanes. It said he gonna stand up against the prince of princes, and he shall be taken out without hands. That's talking about Antiochus Epiphanes, not talking about the Antichrist. 4th verse. And when he shall stand up, his kingdom shall be broken and shall be divided towards the 4 winds of heaven. Alexander, the 4 winds went to the 4 generals that came up with him. Lacenaeus, Cassandra, Ptolemy, and Seleucid. Then you had Antigonus, and you had another one, but those are the main 4 if you go into the history. Matthew 12, verse 26. And if Satan, adversary, casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom? It's not talking about the spiritual Satan. It's talking about the physical counterpart of the spiritual Satan. Mark 3 verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided, or a country or a state or government be divided against itself, that kingdom, government, state, country cannot stand. Luke 11:18. If Satan also be divided against himself, how shall his kingdom, government, country stand? Because ye say that I cast out devils through the devil, or Beelzebub. So now let's come over here. Where are we? And this has been going on for years. It's a dead heat. Sunbelt swing states overall. You got Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, North Carolina. If you notice, it's neck and neck. They're neck and neck. Basically 50-50. One side is Democrat, the other side is Republican. Republicans are represented by the red, Democrats are represented by the blue. So at this particular point in this race, we're in September, October, so we got 2 months, a little more than 60 days. Wait a minute, September. Wait a minute, September, October, November. Actually, you got 2 months, 60 days. 60, 61 days, 59 days. So it's that close. That's showing you that there's a complete, perfect. Now you got 50 to 49 and so forth. The kingdom is divided. The kingdom is divided. Where are all these pastors and ministers yelling out, we got to do something, we got to do something, man, because the kingdom is divided. You can see this chart right here. The scriptures say, if a kingdom be divided against itself, it shall not stand. So this system is completely divided against itself. But where are the scholars, the Bible scholars? Where are the pastors and the ministers? Where are the Bible experts? Where's Vocab Malone? This is clear-cut proof that we're at the end. Or the scriptures is lying. Our Lord lied to us. This is what he said. If a kingdom be divided against itself, it cannot stand. Yahweh is a man that he should not lie. Yahweh Shai is a man that he should not lie. If you get in a car, you plan on driving 100 miles away, you got enough gas in your car to only go 50 miles, guess what? You're gonna stop at the 50-mile mark. I mean, that's common sense. That's called what is that? There's a term. It's like problem, reaction, solution. Well, anyway, can't think of it. Anyway, if you jump out a 100-story building, you're dead. It's just jump out the building, he's dead. All those people that jumped out of the 2 trade centers, every last one of them that jumped from hundreds of, however tall they jumped out of, wouldn't them 100, all of them motherfuckers dead. All the motherfuckers that jumped, I guarantee you. Oh, what's gonna happen to them? I said they all gonna die. There was no surviving. And the guy didn't get. I jumped 100 stories, and I'm all fucked up, but I'm still alive. Not one of them made it, and I knew not one of them made it. So where's the pastors, the ministers, the scholars? They should be. Yeah, we got to do something about this. We got to do something about this. So which one of these clowns are going to usher in the destruction of Babylon the Great? Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next one. Shalom.